guys, what's going on? Aiden here, and when was it, like a week ago?
Last weekend.
Yeah, last weekend, I went to Gettysburg, and it was, what?
What state?
Pennsylvania, right? Cool, I know where it is. So yeah, I went to Gettysburg, and it was actually pretty cool. I got a little fish. And then on our way back, I got this little thing. I like this. It's all fluffy on the bottom too. Oh, and I also got this little book that I'm using for sketches. Sketches? Yeah, sketches. And anyway, we stayed at this thing called Battlefield Bed and Breakfast. That's what the picture says on it, right? Yeah. And so at this Battlefield Bed and Breakfast, it was actually a really cool place. They gave us these bottles of root beer, which I liked. I surprisingly liked root beer because last time I tried it.
You should hold up the bottle.
Oh yes, let me go get the bottle. Okay, so that Gettysburg root beer. It was actually pretty good. So yeah, they had that there. Something that bothered me was the shower had no door. It was just like it was just a doorway. Oh yeah, there's a giant spider in the bathroom. It was like the size of my eye. That's how big it was. And so bathroom was weird. And then what else about bed and breakfast? Oh yeah, there were cats roaming around outside. I actually have a video of the cats, of me petting the cats. I like the cats. And they also had 3 rescue horses, which I found really neat. On like the first day, right? It was the first day.
I don't know what you're thinking of, so.
On the first day, we went to Sachs Bridge.
Mhm.
Sachs Bridge. It was a covered bridge, and this picture. I just looked at my mom and made a face, and she took my picture, and I thought it was really funny. And I also had some fun on Sachs Bridge because they had big wooden posts, making it so like cars can't drive on it anymore. And me and this one girl were just jumping back and forth on them, and that was fun. All right, and then Devil's Den. Devil's Den was my favorite part because it's just a bunch of rocks, boulders and rocks that you can climb on. There's little like caves and stuff that you can go into. And yeah, I got this one epic shot. Epic. It was good. It was a good shot. And I ran around. I went on to this one rock, stood there, and I was like, "Hey, Mom, go over there and take my picture." And so she took my picture, and I was like, "Hey, that's pretty good." And then right next to where we took that picture, there was this other one, where it's just like this man-made wall of rocks, and then there was a sign next to it that it had a picture of a staged like scene, and basically the cameraman drug a body over to that wall and put a gun next to it and took its picture, being like, "Hey, this is like war."
Okay, that you didn't mention any historic significance of Gettysburg yet, and you're like, so this photographer dragged a body over.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Shh. Okay. So I probably should have mentioned this earlier. Yeah, but Gettysburg was like a big battle between, like during the Civil War, between I almost said the Soviet Union. The Union. What was it? Was just the Union.
North and South.
North
Union,
and South, basically.
Union and Confederate.
Union and Confederate. So, yeah, and Gettysburg was this huge battle. And, yeah, Devil's Den was like, what? Who had Devil's Den? It was like Confederates, right?
I think I'm a little confused on Devil's Den.
Yeah, well, Devil's Den was taken by one of the sides, and people died there, stuff like that. And so somebody staged this body and took a picture of it. And then, at the end of the day, you could see this sunset. And it was behind the clouds the first time we saw it, but we got a picture of it anyway because it looked cool. Alright, but moving on. It was the second day we were there, right? When we went to the orphanage?
That night, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we went to this orphanage that was haunted, and like they were telling us all these ghost stories, and like we went down into the basement, and I was just staring at this one corner over to the left of me, and then the guy was like, yeah, we get a lot of activity in that corner and that corner, and he points to the corner I was staring at, and I was like, wait, what? And so then I was like, hey, he pointed out the corner that I was staring at, and my mom was like, yeah, let's take your picture in it. And so I stood in the corner just with like a straight face, and my mom took my picture, and then after she took my picture, yeah, there was a sound behind me. It was like there was this, like in basements, so in a lot of basements, like our basement, it's like a cement floor, and then there's like loose like stuff on it, gravel on top of it, and so we heard like a shoe scrape across that, like that, just real quick, or I heard it, and then my mom took my picture again, and it was just like, I was like, look, did you hear that? And the rest of the night was pretty cool. After that picture was taken, though, the guy was like, hey, so every tour we ask people if they want to get locked in the pit. Now the pit was this place where one of the orphanage owners stuck kids if they were like being bad, and like to punish them. And so me and 3 other people got stuck in the pit, pitch black, couldn't see a thing. We were just messing around with this EVP thing, and EVP is like a recorder that's like sensitive to like voices and stuff, so like it can hear the voices of ghosts basically. And yeah, we didn't get anything on there as far as I know, but it was really cool. The orphanage was cool. And then so this was at Devil's Den. I was just recording, and because I climbed up to somewhere, and I was just recording to see how high I was, and so I just like walked over to the edge, and I was like that with the camera and pointed it down to see how high up I was. And next is this horse video. I was like, hey, I said to my aunt, like, hey, record me, and she was like, okay. And so she was recording me petting the horses and feeding them, and then I had this one horse was like leaning against my chest, and then she starts recording, and the horse pushes me away, and it was that like freaked me out a little bit. I don't know why.
It's a large animal.
Yeah.
Was moving you.
Yeah, large animal, very large animal, with a lot of force. It really did scare me though.